you? Yeah, well, 7 pounds and 4 for Vettel, 2 for Verstappen, 13, that makes 13. Nice one, Griffin, not too shabby.
In a few moments' time, we have the green flag, and in front of a capacity crowd, 5 lights are on. It's lights out, and away we go. Verstappen does get away well.
The top 3 here, Hamilton, Vettel, Verstappen, 13 world championships between them. Count them, down to you. Yeah, well, 7 pounds and 4 for Vettel, 2 for Verstappen, 13, that makes 13. Nice one, Griffin, not too shabby.
In a few...
Hello all and welcome in to WHF Tier 2 Round 10. You're joined by me, WHF Varro, here in Silverstone as we follow TJ, current championship leader, on his first attempt here in short qualifying before we have a 26 lap race around the Silverstone circuit. But welcome one and all in to the stream. TJ the first around on a lap, flying out of maggots and Beckett's. Hemi, do you want to join the commentary booth? Hemi, you can absolutely join the commentary booth if you would like. Hemi, I will literally invite you to the lobby. As TJ sets a 26.5, Ayub has left the session. We're trying to get Ayub back in again. But I remember your EA is something ridiculous. It's like that one? Anywho. We go on board with Lime, who last time out won in Baku. And won the previous time before that in Japan. Lime currently P4 in the season so far. As Hemi is joined. As Hemi is going to be joining late, I'm going to give him a role. Bear with me one moment, but Lime currently in the flyer. Stephen Beecham with a 26.8. Stephen has led the championship for a large majority. But now Stephen has to do a bit of a comeback drive, considering that Stephen did miss last week's race. Thank you for the follow, Darth Timms. Welcome into the stream. As Darth Timms, if you're watching, add WHF_ARO on EA if you do want an invite to the lobby. Apologies, I've just been a bit busy today, so unable to really review a lot of the signups. But Scones not up the line. It's a P6 for Scones. I will type it in the chat. Add that and I will try and get you an invite to the lobby. Where are we? Just trying to get our potential co-commentator in today. We'll see if Hemi can join in a little bit. We'll also see, can we get Art2D23 into the lobby. And we'll see who else is on a lap now. Lanky just starting a lap. Andrew finishing a lap in the Red Bull. Last time out, finished P4 for a season best for Andrew. And Kevin says microphone sounds less clear than normal. My microphone, I don't know what's wrong with it. How does it sound, Kevin? I can't tell if it's because I'm sick that I sound a bit nasally, or is the microphone actually bugging itself, because my microphone was bugging a bit earlier on. So, it might be the microphone. Anywho, we did see Andrew move up to P9 as Lanky on a flyer through the middle sector. And the Mercedes of Lanky through the final corner. Where can he go? And into P5 goes the Mercedes. Any car, Darth Timms, any car. Darth Timms, if you're listening as well, a reminder to not ready up before, as stated in the chat, when we load into the race. Do not ready up early. We'll follow TJ, currently on pole here. And can TJ extend his provisional pole? As we'll try and get Art2D23 in. Although I don't know where he's gone now. Oh, there we go. I don't know why it changed. That was weird. Welcome in, Hemi, if you're there. As as we just see TJ invalidate, but welcome in, Hemi.
Yes, hello, Lumpy.
It's louder than before, Kevin says. My mic, apparently. Let's turn my mic down then. How does this sound, Kevin? Is this any better? Let me know if it's any better. I had to like reset my mic this morning because it wouldn't work, and then I'm guessing me resetting it has changed something. But let me know if it's any better or worse. But anyway, welcome in, Hemi. How are you doing this lovely Saturday evening?
I'm doing wonderful. A little bit tired, but
Yep.
here to watch.
What time is it in Australia currently?
It is a grand old 5:19 in the morning.
Yeeh.
I'm watching the Spurs game, so keeps me awake.
Well, Lime now rounding the final corner with a 27-0 to beat, and now up to a 26-6, just under a tenth shy of TJ at this moment in time. TJ still has provisional pole. We've got Stephen Beecham in the Ferrari, who is improving here. And Stephen now rounding the final corner. Where can Stephen go in the Ferrari? Currently P3 in the championship, just 700ths off Lime now. As Scone starting a lap, as well as RJ and Dub Z on a lap as well. Dub Z last time out started P20 and finished P3 with an absolutely sensational generational drive. As Dub now up to the line, it's P4 for Dub. What a lap there from Dub, showing us all the pace that he has in hand. Next it is RJ around, but I'll be back in 1 second. Hemi, if you want to keep them entertained.
I'll try my best. Let's see who is on a lap. Scones is not. RWJ on his lap now, headed through final few corners. Nice and tidy over the curbs. What time can he set? 28.6. Good enough for P13. TJ coming around the final corner to start his lap.
And I'm back. Apologies. I have been sick for a whole week, so literally every once in a while I need to like blow my nose.
I can relate because I am also sick, so
yeah,
not good.
I feel like there's a bug going around everywhere because it appears everyone at this current moment in time appears to be sick. So maybe
Yeah.
they dropped COVID-20 or something. I don't know. But
End of year fever.
we've got Ayub back in the lobby. Ty Clear, who at a point in this season was leading the championship, now has a quali ban to serve and is, I believe, P2 in the championship. Let me get the standings up one moment. Yeah, Ty is P2, 8 points behind TJ, and this is a great opportunity for TJ to really cement his championship lead. However, Lime and Stephen Beecham are no slouches. They're the next closest competitors, and they have been rapid all season. So TJ will definitely have his work cut out from today. But can TJ go any quicker in the Alpine? This will most likely be his final attempt in qualifying. Probably won't have enough time to go out and improve again. Possibly doesn't have enough time. And TJ now around the final corner up to the line does improve by a tenth, and it is a 26-4 to beat for his fellow competitors.
I think he might have just picked up a little bit of dirty air through that final corner from the Red Bull ahead of him.
We also have Polifer up to the line and up to P8 on his debut. Good to see from Polifer. As Raheem also up to the line, 10th to the good. Raheem up to P6. That is major for Raheem. That would be his highest qualifying position so far in Tier 2 all year. We also have the debutant of Darth Timms, who should be exiting the box shortly, but I don't know if he has enough time to get in and out again. We've also got Northy, who's recently been added to the VCarb team, slowly approaching the end of his final lap. Northey just one more corner to do it, and can Northey improve here as he's round the final corner? Northey up to P13, and that'll be Northey done for the day, as we will follow Lime, next closest competitor to the pole, 2/10 off TJ. But can he go any quicker? We will see. And Lime now charging through Cops in 7th, using a bit of battery on the exit as he flies through Maggots and Beckett's. Keeps it valid, and with DRS engaged, he's 3.5 tenths to the good, and this could be a potential pole position for Lime. He does have Stephen Beecham just ahead of him, who's about to start his final run here as well. And Lime now could be the man to beat if he just keeps it valid through the final sector here. It's a lovely run. And now round the final corner, what can the Aston Martin driver do? And Lime up to the line and goes quickest with a 26.254. And Lime now, that is the time to beat. Is the likes of Stephen Beecham close enough to get close to that time? We will see. We've also got Crimson on a lap. Crimson a 10th to the good. That would put him ahead of his teammate Dubsy. But Crimson also in this championship battle would like to be a bit closer up, but hasn't validated. So I think that's Crimson done for the day. Checkered flag has fallen. And who is close to completing their laps, we will see. D Summers up to P7. Good jump from him. As Ayub also out on their first lap. Darth Timms didn't make the line. As who else do we have out there? It is going to be Lanky next across the line in the Mercedes. And Lanky up to P5. Brilliant lap there from Lanky. Fackery up to P7. Same time as Crimson as well, as Paulfer doesn't improve. Scones next around. Currently P10. Where can Scones jump to P8 for Scones? As Dub Z does improve, but will maintain P4. As Ayub up to the line, it's P12 for Ayub. Meanwhile, Stephen Beecham now rounding the final corner. Where can Stephen go? Improves by a 10th, but not on position. And with that, I believe Lime may have picked up his first pole position of the season. I think he's been not able to get any pole positions this year, but finally has this one under his belt in his home race of Silverstone. Kevin in the chat says Stephen needs his first win, as Lime on pole by a 10.5 over TJ, ahead of Stephen Beecham, who is 3/10 back. But anything can still happen in the race. Hime, do you have any predictions for the race? Who do you think is going to win?
To be quite frank, I reckon Stephen Beecham might get a good launch. Hopefully looking to get ahead, but in the end it all comes down to what tyres everyone starts on.
Personally, I think we definitely seen from the Tier 1 race that this is only a one-stop. I believe in the Tier 1 race I did try a two-stop simply because the tyre wear was too high. I knew it wasn't going to work, but had to do the two-stop due to how bad I was at managing the tyres. And in the end, it did not work.
Seems the game has put me into the Sauber.
Oh. Well, just off the start, he may go very slow and then retire in the pit lane.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, if you join the lobby and don't press Y to spectate as you're joining the lobby, it just puts you in a car.
Not used to commentating, it seems. Yeah.
But I'll let the drivers know when to ready up. I just realised that I hadn't told them yet.
Someone has already readied up.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, someone has.
Well, hopefully everyone goes. Otherwise, we'll have to do a lobby restart. Hopefully everyone's paying attention. If someone is stopped on the grid, Hemi, let me know, because then that means we'll be doing a lobby restart. But we'll approach it as if everyone's here and ready to go. But anyway, we will have 5 red lights on here in Silverstone, and they're out as we've gotten away, and there's a Red Bull stopped of Andrew, so yeah, it's going to be a lobby restart. Unfortunately.
I would have looked forward to racing. Too bad.
But unfortunately, we're going to have to do a lobby restart, and with that, possibly have to restart the stream as well, because I don't have the qualifying order saved anywhere, so may have to stop the stream to get the qualifying order, unfortunately.
Let me see if I can get it up. Yeah, I've got it.
Oh, you have it? That's good.
Yeah. Let me just skip forward a bit.
Rio Harris has just said, "Is there Hemi Downs' voice I hear? Sexy man."
I was actually racing. I was racing Rio Harris yesterday, actually, in RFC. So
And
it's good fun, that.
of course you beat him, didn't you? Yeah.
No, I was in a Haas. I did all I could. So, the day before though, I did get my first ever win. So,
Oh, yeah. What league was that in?
It's called Contest of Speed.
Oh, I see West. Yeah.
So, yeah. One of my worst tracks, I somehow win. So.
Do you have the grid?
Yes.
Hi, I'm stupid.
Just send it
Hi, I'm stupid.
to my phone real quick. Just because it's a little faster.
Yeah, unfortunately someone readied up early, which for some reason is still an issue we have to deal with in 2025. You know what's funny is that EA could just create a button where the host decides when everyone readies up. They could really do that. That would not be that hard to implement.
It is the grid.
But EA
Should be simple.
are just incapable of adding stuff that'd be useful to you.
Really are.
Although, for those of you who are paying attention in the Zampa News chat today, EA have been apparently bought out by Saudis for 50 billion, which means forever, for the rest of eternity, they will never be able to complain about a lack of funding for their games. They can genuinely put anything in their games. There is nothing restricting them now. Only their own greed at this point. And just watch an EA, all their games be the exact same because they don't put money into them.
For Tier 1 this week, Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil is a bit of a mixed track for me.
I mean, so long as it doesn't rain, I think I'll be fine. Because last time it rained, I started on pole, lost it, and finished P5. So, not looking forward to any rain.
There was an early ready up ledge, man. That's why we restarted. And the fact that you didn't know that means, was it you that readied up early? Ledge, man, readied up early. I just can't prove it. I almost have everyone in. Okay. Who are we missing now?
I think the annoying thing with people readying up is that when it comes to restarts, people will forget to put setups on.
Yeah. In Tier 1 Silverstone, that's why JG retired early, because he forgot his setup. So, you'd rather avoid having to restart, but someone is readied up early. And, unfortunately, not much we can do to stop them. EA could add a function that would make it impossible for the drivers to ready up early, but just they are incapable of adding something like that for some reason.
They should start adding things to help people who run leagues, I think. That'd be a very good thing.
It'd be just so easy to add, like, host readies up. No one else can. Just the host. And then as I'm the host, I would choose when everyone readies up. Bing, bang, very easy. But can people at EA have the brainpower to add that function? Apparently not.
In Ria Harris's the league he was in yesterday, I finally felt what it was like to be a midfield runner instead of being somewhat near the front. It's a weird feeling, I'll say that. Just not used to it. Hopefully we'll get some good action from this race.
I just don't know who we're missing now. We're missing a couple people.
Missing 6.
But as we wait, I'll try and get the grid set. For everyone who's in currently. We'll say Dubsy's got a season high P4 qualifying position, which is lovely to see. Dubsy's decided to turn the burners on following his podium last time out. Also, PLG Raheem just a 10th off Scones after him only joining us this season. Him only starting league racing this season, really, is an impressive start. We still haven't got Northy in. Alice is there. We need RJ and Northy.
No star this week for Brazil. Should be interesting.
Yeah, we may see Cookie wrap up the championship in the Tier 1. Northy's in, we're just waiting for RJ now.
It'll give us a good chance to take second. Another Spurs player trying a scissor kick again.
Alright, RJ is in, so we'll be able to set the grid now. And hopefully get ready, and no one ready up early, that'd be great. But let me set the grid now. Northy was P15 and RJ was P16. There comes tightly Alice. So alright, that is it. Although it says there's a 19th driver.
I think we're missing 2.
No, I think we have everyone in. Let me double check the grid again. Were you P20 whenever you were in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the right people. All right, time to go, lads.
See anyone who's missing, so
Yeah, I think everyone's in now. Okay, hopefully no one readies up early, but if they do, we're going to be taking their knees. Oh, fuck. Shit. I need to do another restart because of the weather. God damn it.
Right. I will unfortunately have to head off now because I've got to go out at this wonderful time of 6 o'clock in the morning. Should hopefully be able to join next time.
Alright, Hemi, have a good one. For some reason I can't.
Yeah.
I can't fucking change the thing. Oh, apologies, but another restart because I did not expect it to be raining. Because why would it ever be raining? This is what happens when you've been sick all week and you just you try and hop back in the commentary booth after not commentating, and unfortunately it does not go as planned. Alright, Jen, sorry, I am back again. Hopefully, this time with a an actual working lobby this time. But here we are in Tier 2 Round 10 Britain, and unfortunately I've had to have 2 lobby restarts. This one hopefully is the final one, and we should have 26 laps around the Silverstone circuit. I am still managing a sickness, so apologies, this has not gone ideally, but hopefully we can get through the race without me dying, and hopefully everyone can have a fun race. It'll be the 3rd final race of the season. Still a lot to play for, still a lot of drivers battling potentially for the championship. TJ leads by 8 points over Ty Clear. Meanwhile, Stephen Beecham, Crimson and Lime all with an outside chance of winning here. As the drivers should be readying up in 1 minute's time, hopefully. Everyone can get away well, and will not try and waste any more of the gentleman's time today. But get your predictions in the chat. Who thinks it'll win this one? Lime on pole ahead of TJ. Next it is Stephen Beecham. All 3 vying for the championship. Ty Clear starting with a quali ban. Will have to do a lot of catching up to do if he wants to limit the damage done by TJ in this one. But the drivers are ready up now, and we will have the 5 red lights on here in Silverstone Round 10 Tier 2. But there we have it. It is the 5 red lights on here in Silverstone. And they're out as we head away down into turn 1. Lime off the start ahead of TJ. TJ covers off Stephen Beecham as Dubsy on the inside as well. As we've got mixed tyres off the start here. A couple of drivers starting on the softs as Lime gets a strong start. Stephen Beecham on the rear of TJ already. As there's a couple cars dropping down at the back. As Crimson getting round the outside of Lanky. As a lot of mixed tyre sets here. Oh, and that's Paul Fern around. And Paul down to the back. Big spin from Paul there. As he rejoins the track. As D. Summers now battling with Raheem. Trying to find a way through. As we also see Fackery battling with Scones here. Scones on the outside of the Williams of or Scones on the outside of Fackery as D. Summers now on the inside of Raheem. Side by side they go through Cop's corner. Raheem on the outside. Can they find a way through? And that's the Alpine round of Ayub. Almost into the wall on the inside of Cop's there. Oh, they spun across the track! Oh my lord, what was that? That is insane scenes. But as we continue on here, Ty Clear now already up to P11 as he goes on the outside of Darth Timms. Darth Timms on his debut, battling with P2 in the championship. As Kevin Kell in the chat says, sauce will be a mistake, and I couldn't agree with you more, Kevin. This is a medium hard. And only a medium hard, or maybe even a hard medium, but the drivers 2-stopping here have made a mistake. It is not going to be a 2-stop race. That is for sure. But at the very least, can the soft runners make the softs work as early as they can? As TJ heading after Lime now. Lime has pulled a bit of a gap on the soft tyres, but the soft tyres will not last a heap of time as Ty Clear now down back on the inside of Darth Tim's lovely move from P2 in the championship. And Ty Clear already up to P11 trying to catch TJ as early as he can here. But a lot of traffic will the Ferrari have to navigate through. As TJ now is he inside DRS range from Lime. Pushing as hard as he can to stay with Lime. Meanwhile, Dubsy all over the rear of Stephen Beecham. Dubsy on these soft tyres has been doing very well, but Crimson now may find a way through on Dub. As TJ now, does he have the DRS open? Not just yet. But how much life do those softs have? We will see. As Dub now on the rear of Stephen. Fastest lap for TJ as he starts to get back inside DRS range of Lime. Lime pushing too hard on these soft tyres. And that has allowed TJ now to get firmly back in DRS range. And if TJ or Stephen is listening, they've just got to manage these mediums for as long as they'll go. And this is a one-stop. Lanky also in a great position here. If he can make the one-stop work and extend his hards as long as they'll go, Lanky could be in for a great result here as well. But can he extend those hard tyres? We will see. Ellis is the first out of the drivers to pick up a time penalty here. As TJ firmly inside DRS range. Lanky desperately trying to hold on to the soft runners, but if I were him, I would not worry too much. Just got to worry about his own race and keeping those tyres alive. Meanwhile, TJ out of DRS from Stephen Beecham, but inside DRS of Lime. TJ not close enough to go for a move. Can Dub pressure Stephen here as Ty Clear going to get through on Raheem now into P10. Ty cutting his way through the pack. And Ty doing very well on this opening stint. As Darth Tim's on the inside of Raheem. Side by side they go. And both leaving the room is the Williams and the Sauber there. And Darth Tim's around the outside. Clips the front inside of Raheem. Raheem with a lovely save. But may lose out here. Contact with Polifer though. As Raheem and Polifer come together there. And Raheem, his race going from bad to worse there. As he battled with Darth Timms and Polifer, two newcomers. Meanwhile, TJ on the rear of Lime. As Lanky and Crimson starting to drop a bit back here. As TJ washing out wide. Doesn't want to do that too many times. Could pick up warnings very quickly. And Lime's soft tyres may be struggling already. As he may have picked up a warning there. Exiting Beckett's now. And TJ on the rear of Lime. As they charge down to the end of the Higher Straight. Lime turning in on TJ though. What was that? As TJ battling with Lime down through Vale and Club, and TJ gets through on Lime, but Lime going for very risky moves there, going to get back through again on TJ. Is TJ losing the rear, but did he get damaged, did TJ? I'm not quite sure there, I don't believe he did. As Lanky's got ahead of Crimson with Dubsy now out of DRS range from Stephen Beecham. As Lanky on the rear of Dub. Can he find a way through? As Stephen pressurising TJ. TJ trying to pressurise Lime here as well. As Lanky on the inside of Dubsy. Side by side they go. And out of Luffield. Can Lanky shape for a move? seems to be performing a lot better than the soft running McLarens at this stage. Meanwhile, TJ going to look to get back through on Lime again. As Ollie Bean says, he's sitting next to Ledgeman do this race on pad, and it is painful to watch as Ledgeman struggling out there on controller. Normally on wheel is Ledgeman. As TJ now charging to Lime, may go for a late send, and Lime cutting him off as Lanky gets through on Dubsy. Lanky having one of his best races here, as Dubsy already in off the soft tyres here so early on in the race. But Lanky, if Lanky is listening, he's just going to manage the hards until around lap 16 or so, if he can go that late and then swap to the medium tyres. And Lanky could be in a good position here along with TJ and Stephen. They're just going to manage their mediums as long as they'll go. Meanwhile, Lime, how long will his softs go is the question. Possibly not the best strategy, but if the drivers behind are not able to manage, it may play a factor as TJ now round the outside of Lime as they head through Brooklands and Blufffield, and still Lime placing his car perfectly. Stephen wanting to get involved here very shortly as well. As TJ struggling to find his way ahead of Lime. Kevin says he doesn't think soft hard is possible, and I agree with you, I don't believe so. As TJ now heading back ahead after Lime yet again now. As he heads down to Stowe, can he find a way through on Lime? Can Stephen find a way through on TJ? Can he find an opening? Lime already in off the soft tyres. That's released TJ and Stephen Beecham. And these two just need to manage these mediums till around lap 11, lap 12 onward. Yellow flag out. And that is for Raheem. Raheem, I'm not quite sure why he's brought the yellow flag out. But Dubsy's gotten through, and Dubsy now onto the hard tyres. But the hards to go to the end from here would be a very big stretch. This race really comes down to whoever one stops. And for anyone listening who's on a medium hard or a hard medium, please one stop. Do not two stop. It is not helpful at all. Yeah, Ollie Bean, my setup was not great for this race, must I say. And Ellis struggling out there. How is his front left on 80% on lap 6? That makes no sense. My tyre wear was bad, but it was not 80%. My tyre wear was 80% on like lap 10. This is, I think we've encountered a skill issue, unfortunately. As Stephen heading after TJ again. Can Stephen take the lead? And with it, potentially his destiny back in this Tier 2 Championship. Meanwhile, Lanky having a brilliant race here. Almost back inside DRS range as Lanky. Meanwhile, Scones catching on Factory. Going to pick the outside of the Haas driver. Scones on the outside. Can he find a way through on Factory? Lovely defence. Scones going for the switchback though. On the outside. Can the South African find a way through on the Algerian? Looking for another switchback as we head through Vale and Club. And Scones has switchbacked him out of his socks. And through goes Scones. As Factory going for another switchback. And Factory down into turn 1 as Scones goes to switch back again. Ty Clear getting involved here. And Ty almost up into P4. Watching Scones and Factory jink and jive through the final sector here. And absolutely lightning racing here. Scones on the rear of Factory. As Ty tries to find a way through. Scones going a bit deep though. That opens the door to Ty Clear, who's looking for an opening anywhere he can find it. Ty now charging up to Kopskin. Scones defend here. As D Summers washing a bit out wide. The dirty air not helping here. As Stephen Still trying to stay with TJ. Lanky still trying to catch this battle. Lanky potentially looking for his first win this season. And he's doing very well here currently. As Scones gets through on Thackeray, down into Stowe. Ty now looking through his Thackeray, going to come in early off the medium tyres. His potentially have worn too much now. Meanwhile, if the rest of the drivers manage this one stop, they will do very well. As Stephen all over the rear of TJ here on lap 9. They want to take the mediums through in lap 11 onwards. As far as you can take the mediums really to allow your hard stint a bit of longevity as well. Meanwhile, Lanky now all over the rear now. Lanky doing brilliantly. But Lanky also has to think about managing his hards to later on in the race as well. Ty Clare's been unleashed behind Scones. Can he get ahead? And then it's just 5 seconds is the gap between him and TJ, his championship rival. Ty Clare having a magnificent race out there. As Lanky all over the rear of Stephen. Stephen washing a little bit wide though. That's opened the door to Lanky now. And Lanky on the outside of Stephen. And Lanky on the hard tyres. Up to P2. What a drive this has been from Lanky. As Ty Clare now on the rear of Scones as well. And the Ferrari driver down the outside. And with DRS engaged, Ty Clare gets ahead now. Meanwhile, Lime has Dub Z for company. Lime onto the medium tyres. Dub onto the hards, but Dub doing well to stay with Lime as D Summers gets a 10-second speeding in the pit lane penalty. And D Summers going in a little early. I think Dub's got to try and manage his tyres as Lime's lagged out. Try and get him back in as soon as possible. That's opened the door to Dub Z to get straight ahead of Lime here. But Lanky almost in the lead of the race now. On these hard tyres. He's having a mega race out there. As TJ and Stephen appear to be overheating their mediums in their battle. Could Lanky end up being the winner here? The driver who is seeming to manage his tyres the best out there so far. And if Lanky can take his hards from lap 14 onwards... ideally would like lap 15 or 16 to give his mediums the most life he possibly can. But Lanky won for Mercedes here, having a beautiful, beautiful race. And now with DRS, can he get back onto the rear TJ? But when are TJ, Stephen, Ty, Scones all going to box? They want these mediums to go as long as possible. Is TJ going to come in? No, stays out. Stephen stays out. Smart play. As Ty Clare, is he going to come in? No, he's going to stay out as well. Scones coming in though. Scones coming in off the medium tyres. But can he make his hards last to the end is the question. That is where it really comes down to it. As Lanky on the inside of TJ almost into turn 1. Lanky almost had a move on the Alpine there. But these drivers doing beautifully out there. Managing these mediums beautifully. Yes, Lime. Well, I don't know if he's back in the lobby again, but he has his pit stop as Lanky now on the outside of TJ. Down through Brooklands, goes very wide, opens the door to TJ again. And brakes early through Luffield, but can he get the rotation on these hard tyres? Finding the traction side by side is Lanky. And TJ and Lanky going to get through now into the lead of the race. And what a drive it has been from Lanky. Can Lanky manage his hards to go a bit longer? And Lanky could be looking at his first win this season, but TJ washes out wide through Cops. The medium's really struggling now. And all this is helping Lanky massively in one of his best drives in WHF. As TJ does have DRS to hold on to the rear of Lanky, but have his mediums gone. As we'll try and get Lime back in again. I don't know where Limes went now. as we do see the Ferrari coming into the pit lane of Stephen Beecham. For some reason, Lime has gone all the way to the end of this page, and also TJ coming in at the start of lap 12, along with Ty Clear. Will Ty be held in the box for too long? We will see, as Scones now on the inside of Sci-Fi Mega Hype, as Ty Clear, don't know if he was delayed by his teammate, not quite sure, but hards to the end. Ty, Stephen and TJ must do. Meanwhile, Lanky has got to extend his hard tyres a little bit longer before he swaps to the mediums, because Lanky could be in with his first win of the season, and might even be his first win in WHF, point blank period, as Scones exits ahead of Ty Clear. Scones pulling off the undercut, as Lime losing out to Fackery and maybe even TJ, but Lime not in the lobby again. Not quite sure why Lime can't get back in again. As Scones battles with Darth Timms, and Scones with a lovely switchback, getting through on the Williams of Darth Timms, as Darth Timms picking up a 3-second time penalty, trying to stay with Scones here. As TJ washing a bit wide as he overtakes the Ghost of Lime. And Stephen Beecham trying to get through now as well, as Ty Clear battling with Darth Timms as well. Ty Clear on the outside of the Williams, and Ty getting through. Lime, you can come back, you just need to restart your Xbox if your EA is playing about. Meanwhile, TJ on the rear of Fackery. Fackery has pulled off the undercut, but has 3-lap older hards. As TJ still looks on the rear of Fackery. Meanwhile, Stephen Beecham needs to try and get caught up to TJ here. He's lost a bit of time to TJ, which is going to allow the Alpine a big opportunity here. Meanwhile, TJ trying to head after the Haas of Fackery. Lanky in now. That's too early. Lanky's going to have to go long on those medium tyres, as TJ still struggling to get ahead of Fackery now. But Lanky's went in a little early for my Lanking. He's got to make those mediums last to the end, as Crimson comes off the mediums again, going to go in for his final pit stop. As TJ follows along Fackery here. And Lanky says his tyre popped. Well, we missed that. He did try and make the hards go as long as possible, but as he said himself, his tyre popped. So now, Lanky, if you're listening, manage the mediums to the end. Do not push them. Tyre management is key. As TJ gets through on Fackery. As Lime Lime losing out to Scones and Ty Clear. As Ty now getting ahead of Scones. And Ty doing some good damage limitations. Meanwhile, Fackery trying to stay with TJ here. And can Stephen close up to Fackery to get inside DRS range? We will see. Fackery desperately trying to stay with TJ here. And doing well in these hard tyres. Meanwhile, Lanky on the fresh mediums. He was telling us himself that he did have a puncture entering the pit lane. We didn't see him with the puncture. Maybe he just got a puncture as he was entering the pit lane. But hopefully Lanky didn't lose too much time with that puncture. But either way now, he's going to get the mediums to last. 12 laps to the end. He's really got to manage the mediums. He's got to play them oh so carefully. And Lanky could be on for a podium, if not the win. Meanwhile, TJ appears to have dropped Fackery out of DRS race, but now it's invited Stephen Beecham into the rear of Fackery as well. Can Stephen now use DRS to get ahead of the Haas driver as they charge down to Stowe now? Stephen, DRS engaged, going to get on the outside of the Haas driver, and Stephen now up into P3, and he's now got 9/10 to catch to TJ. Can he do it? We will see. And Stephen now 8/10 to get caught to TJ. Meanwhile, TJ trying to catch Dub. Dub still yet to do his final pit stop, as he'll not be able to take those hards to the end, surely. Meanwhile, Lanky on these medium tyres. Just got to manage them to the end. As Lime back in the lobby is Andrew on the rear of the Aston Martin driver. But Lime going to have to try and box now for his final stint on medium tyres, you would think. But heartbreak for Lime disconnecting, which has cost him a lot here. Although his strategy possibly, most likely wouldn't have worked. Still, that disconnect has cost him a lot of time anyway, and even more damage will be done to Lime's championship hopes here, as Ty Clear now on the outside of D Summers battling with the Williams. D Summers doing everything to park his car exactly where he wants it, but Ty Clear now down into Veal, sending it on the inside of D Summers. D Summers going defensive on the outside. Ty Clear looking for the switchback, and Ty Clear with a beautiful switchback and out of club. What a move it is from Ty Clear. Up into P2. D Summers now down the inside of turn 1. And D Summers got to back out there. What a move that was from Ty. Up into P6, and Ty. This is a brilliant damage limitation drive from the Ferrari. What a drive it has been from Ty. The closer he can finish to TJ, the less damage will be done in the championship here. Meanwhile, Stephen wants a win here. Stephen can smell a win on the cards if he can just get inside DRS range from TJ. That'll be all he needs. Meanwhile, Lanky now in the rear of Fackery, and Lanky just got to play this calmly. Kevin did mention they better not race too hard or a puncture could ensue, and he's absolutely right. If TJ and Stephen race too hard, last lap punctures could be a factor. Meanwhile, Lanky now in the rear of Fackery must have to get ahead of the Haas driver. DRS engaged on the rear of Fackery now down the inside of Stowe. Can Fackery get ahead? And he does. Lanky gets ahead of Fackery there through Stowe as Dubsy comes in for his final pit stop. And Lanky now really just has to manage these mediums to the end, and a podium on for Lanky as Fackery washes out wide, struggling in the dirty air of the Mercedes. As Lime into the box now. Lime, unfortunately that disconnect costing him a lot here, didn't really allow him to use his second stint at all. Meanwhile, Scones on the rear of D. Summers. Two drivers who boxed a little bit early for my liking. They've also got to think about managing their hards to the end. As Scones on the rear of D. Summers now. And where's Lime going to exit the box? Just next to Polifer. As Polifer with an absolutely suicidal drive that has spun around Lime. And Lime not going to be happy about that dive from Polifer. I'm very sure of it. But unfortunately for Lime, his disconnect did not help him, and now Polifer, who will most likely be receiving a penalty for that contact with Lime. That was a dive that was just never on, a day late and a dollar short, as the famous Martin Brundle would say. And we've seen it right there. Meanwhile, we still have Scones on the rear of D. Summers, but not close enough yet to making a move. Meanwhile, Lime, through Maggots and Beckett, should be able to get ahead of Polifer. As he runs wide now, and DRS engaged on the rear of the Mercedes. As Polifer goes defensive, Lime now going to try and go around the outside, looks for the switchback on the Mercedes. As Polifer now going defensive to the inside. Lime though desperately trying to battle with the Mercedes here. As Dub getting ahead of Crimson as the McLaren pair swap positions. And Lime now back down the inside of turn 3. Still side by side. The Aston Martin and the Mercedes go here. And good battling from the Aston Martin and the Mercedes. And Lime gets round the outside. And through now. Polifer wants to get back ahead, but that DRS not being open is not going to help him. Meanwhile, Ty clear on the rear of Factory. Down on the inside. Ty into P4. And Ty now could even be looking at a potential podium here after serving a quali ban. It's a beautiful, beautiful drive from Ty Clear as D. Summers into the box now. He's not going to make it to the end on those hard tyres. Didn't manage them well enough. As Ollie Bean says, Ellis picked up a puncture as well. As Dubs E sets the fastest lap in P7, trying to chase after Scones up the road. As D. Summers now in for his final stint. D. Summers says Stephen on for another P2, which is going to be frustrating yet again for Stephen. Yet to get a win this season, despite leading the championship for so long this season. The win has eluded him here, but only 3/10 back from TJ. And if Stephen has enough pace in this Ferrari, can he get inside DRS range from the Alpine? Meanwhile, Ty starting to catch Lanky. As Lanky is going to have to think about tyre management on this stint. Doesn't want to use too much of the mediums. Meanwhile, Factory out on the hard tyres. Is he trying to go to the end? This will be a mega stint from Factory if he can pull it off. Scones catching as well. But Scones got to think about his own tyre management in this race as well. Meanwhile, Stephen almost inside DRS range. It is very close. As we move on further down, Lime on the rear of Andrew. As it's a drag race down the hanger straight down to Stowe. And Lime on the inside of the Red Bull. Lime getting through into P12. And Lime trying to do as much damage limitation. That disconnect did cost him here as Darth Timms comes in off the mediums again here. But Stephen desperately trying to push to keep with TJ. but just doesn't seem to be getting exactly what he wants. Yellow flag out, and it seems to be Paul Fern. And another yellow flag out. This one's Ty. Ty clear. Does Ty have a puncture? Does Ty have a puncture? What's happened, Ty? I think Ty may have just made a mistake out of Cop's corner, because he doesn't appear to have a puncture. He just seems to have lost a lot of time. Yellow flag came out as Ty back on the rear of Fackery. Fackery going a little bit deep, but Ty may have had a spin out of Cop's corner that may have overheated his hard tyres. Ty clear now going to think about as Lanky, or no, it's the other Mercedes of Paulifer again with a spin himself. As D Summers now on the rear of Sci-Fi Mega Hype. D Summers will clear him and up into P9, but 25 seconds is the gap just to the car ahead. Meanwhile, Stephen almost in touching distance of TJ. This is what we want to see. We want to see Stephen and TJ battle towards the end for the lead of the race. Can Stephen get inside DRS range? He's going to dump the battery, surely, to get inside that DRS zone. Has he got it, though, is the question. TJ trying to manage the battery, as Stephen trying to give it absolutely everything to catch TJ here. Can Stephen get inside DRS range? I don't think he has it, but is pressurizing the Alpine so much here. And what is the tyre wear doing in this situation as well? How much of a factor is it playing? Is Lime getting through on Sci-Fi Mega Hype, cutting his way through the pack ever so slightly, as Ty on the outside of Fackery, and Ty getting through into Stowe, as Scones joining this battle as well. Dubsy wanting to join it too, as Stephen now exiting turn 2 and into turn 3. There's the detection point, and Stephen now has DRS. This could be big. Does Stephen have the pace now to use the DRS to catch TJ and potentially get Stephen's first win of the season? Stephen has been the bridesmaid so many times this season, but never the bride. Has led the championship for the majority of it, but now down in P3 in the championship. But this could be the race where the spark is lit for Stephen Beecham's championship hopes. TJ trying to break the toe as they head through Cop's corner. Stephen now will have DRS on the rear of the Alpine. Can Stephen have the pace towards the end to catch TJ? As the exits Beckett's, can TJ defend towards the end of the race as Dubsy gets through of Scones out of Cop's corner? An unlikely place to see those moves be made, as Stephen closing up there but not close enough yet. Meanwhile, Dubsy on the rear of Fackery. Ty clears broke DRS from Fackery, and Dub now on the outside of Fackery. Dubsy had a season best P3 last time out and up to P5, and could even have P4 on the horizon if he can catch Ty clear. Also, Lanky managing these mediums perfectly, could be on for a podium, which would be a season high finish for him as well. Oh, and Stephen with a spin! Spin from Stephen, a big half spin from Stephen. He's just about caught it there, but has lost DRS. Well, I mean, he has it technically, but he has lost a lot of time with that half spin there. Kevin did mention in the chat that both of these drivers may be in puncture territory towards the end, and we may start to be seeing the Ferrari overheating his hard tyres here. As the yellow flag is out, it's Ellis, I believe. But Stephen with that half spin, will he rue that mistake? As Scones on the rear of Fackery now, Dubsy trying to catch Ty Clear, as Ty Clear trying to catch Lanky as well. But Stephen now got to recompose, get back inside DRS range of TJ if he can. But TJ has been giving a lot of breathing room from that mistake from Stephen. As Scones now looking on the rear of Fackery. Can Scones get a good exit out of Beckett's? DRS engaged for the Aston Martin driver. And down to Stowe Corner. Scones on the inside of Fackery. Lovely move. Fackery looking for the switchback on Scones, but placed his car beautifully. As Lanky's in on lap 25, and it is a puncture for Lanky. Lanky, we did say he had to manage that mediums as long as they'd go, and Lanky appears to have a puncture on that Mercedes. And Lanky missing out on the podium, which has handed Ty clear some crucial points here. Ty needs this podium. Meanwhile, Dubsy could be on for back-to-back podiums here. But can Stephen get back inside DRS range? Doesn't look like Stephen's close enough just yet to catch TJ. Has TJ done enough to keep him at bay? Meanwhile, Dubsy catching Ty clear now, as Ellis has somehow been disqualified for receiving multiple penalties. It has been a while since we've seen that on the stream. Meanwhile, Dubsy, does he have DRS on Ty? Doesn't have it. This is going to allow Ty the crucial breathing room that he needs. Meanwhile, Lime also on the rear of D. Summers as well. And can Lime get through on the Williams driver of D. Summers? D. Summers going defensive to the inside. Lime picks the outside. Going to go for the outside of Stowe Corner. And Lime sweeps around the outside of D. Summers. And a lovely move from the Aston Martin as D. Summers going to look back down the inside again of Lime. But not close enough to make a move there is D. Summers. And Lime getting on through into P9. We've started the final lap here. Stephen, though, doesn't appear to be close enough to TJ. Dubsy, though, losing the rear, trying to close up to Ty clear. Potentially back-to-back podiums for Dubsy here in another great drive from Dub. Meanwhile, as we start the final, or as we are about to close to the final lap of the end of the race, TJ has managed it beautifully, kept Stephen Beecham at bay, and you have to say the championship leader has deserved the win here in his home race of Silverstone. TJ will round the final corner and win in Britain and extend his championship lead over the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Stephen Beecham finishes in P2. Next it'll be Ty Clear, who limits the damage following that quali ban, will finish P3 and limits the damage done by TJ winning, as Dubsy finishes P4, which a great result as Fackery into the pit lane, which unfortunately Fackery isn't unaware, but that is a penalty. Lanky crosses the line, sets the fastest lap, as Lime should finish ahead of D. Summers here. As D. Summers in P11, Sci-Fi finishes ahead of Andrew, but Andrew jumps him on penalties. Will Raheem jump up as well here? We will see. Raheem does jump Sci-Fi Mega Hype as Darth Tim's on debut up to P14. As everyone will score points, unfortunately, except for Paul Ferd, who will finish down in P17. There you have it. TJ wins and extends his championship lead as we head into the penultimate round of the season next time out, as Tier 2 will head to Brazil next time out. But we'll head on to the driver interviews. But there you have it. Ted Clear, deservedly driver of the day, as Lanky does get the fastest lap. But very unfortunate for some drivers, but a brilliant race for TJ, winning here and extending his championship lead, which gives both the Ferraris of Ty Clear and Stephen Beecham a lot to do in the final 2 rounds. But can TJ win it next time out as we head to Brazil? We will find out. But we'll start the driver interviews with Lime. Unfortunately, Lime, that disconnect essentially ruined your race. Lime, how'd that race go for you?
Absolutely terrible. One of many to forget this season. I did my alternative strategy on the grid. Realised by the time the lights gone out, I hadn't set it, so I was on the softs when I should have been on the mediums, and I was like, "Yeah, that's it. The game's gone." Even from pole, the game was gone. There was no hope of getting that back anyway. But no, disconnect even hammered me even more. So yeah, championship in the bin. One to learn from and one to forget at the same time. But I think we'll just carry on with the 2 other rounds of the season and just see where I get put next season, if I go up to Tier 1 or if I stay in Tier 2. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, unfortunate, Lime. It did seem to be a great pole lap, but unfortunately was not to be with the disconnect. Unfortunately, just that is sometimes how the cookie crumbles in the EA games, really. That's all it comes down to sometimes. But hopefully next time, as we head to Brazil, a better race can fall your way. But we'll move on to the man of the hour, TJ. It is another win this season, and with that you extend your championship lead over the Ferraris. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels amazing, man. I'm more happy to just have won in Silverstone. That's what I wanted for the whole season. I just wanted to win here. But I genuinely thought Stephen was going to get me at the end, to be fair, because he was in DRS and he wasn't. And I thought, oh, God, he's going to get me. But yeah, I think I pulled it to without DRS in the end and managed to just cross the line in first, which was amazing.
Yeah, you were able to keep Stephen at bay for so long there. How tough was that to do, to manage the tyres while also keeping Stephen out of range?
The tyres didn't go off to around, when was it? I'd say like 20, lap 20. But yeah, the tyres, they didn't feel as bad as the mediums. The mediums were horrible. I didn't like them. But as soon as I got into the hards, I was able to carry on pushing and pushing until I got into the lead, and I just tried to maintain that. Obviously, I did see Stephen catching up, but I did enough just to keep ahead.
And with that, you did. And next time out, when we head to Brazil, you could even clinch the title. Did you think that was possible at the start of the season?
No, of course not, man. I think in the first race I had about 3 spins, and in Spain I had another 2. No, yeah, I started wheel at the start, to be fair, and I've just been learning that more consistently at times. So I'm definitely getting quicker. I didn't expect to be in the championship fight, though, no.
Is Brazil one of your better tracks?
Yeah, definitely the last half after the season break, these are all my strongest tracks now. Brazil is probably the worst out of the last half, but Abu Dhabi, yeah, I'm very happy with Abu Dhabi. That's a strong track of mine.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing it, and potentially, as so many F1 drivers have done in the past, you could potentially seal the title in Sao Paulo, Brazil. But we'll move on to Stephen Beecham, who finished P2 this time out. Stephen, how'd your race go?
No, back with another P2. We're just going to keep going that way, I guess. No, the race was good. TJ is fast. He's really fast. But I was catching up to him. I had a couple of mistakes here and there, but overall race was really good. The pace was good. I think if I had a couple more laps, I might have catched him, but tires dropped off around the same as he said. But overall, I'm happy with it. I'm glad to be back And yeah, I can't wait for Brazil. I actually really like that track. So, yeah, we'll just see how we do.
Unfortunately, Stephen, you did miss last time's race. That's given you a lot to do in the championship. But do you think it's still on?
I guess we'll just have to see. My pace is really good. It's been pretty good all over the place this season. So, I guess we'll just have to see. So, yeah, racing with TJ, being up there with him has been great. So, I'll see him there.
And we look forward to it next time out, where we see TJ, Ty, and Stephen battle towards the end. I think mathematically, let me do quick maths here. I think Crimson is just about in the fight, and we'll move on to Crimson next. Crimson, how'd your race go?
It went terrible at the start because I was in the middle of doing my strategy and I forgot to do my setup. So I just clicked it right at the end. I wasn't able to adjust anything, and it messed up my tire wear completely through that whole race. And so it completely shot me in the foot for even trying to do a two-stop, because even doing that, my tire wear was through the roof. But at the end, I just let Dub through. I was just tire managing for like a last lap push just in case anybody had got a tire puncture, and it happened, and bro went into the pits and got in front of me.
Well, I don't know Factory. Unfortunately, Factory's not here in the driver interviews, but after that happened in PSGL, where Jarno did win via doing that, we did add it to the rules that is not allowed, so you will get the position back regardless.
Alright, but since Dub's not here either, big ups to him. He had really good pace today, and I don't know if he got on the podium or not, but still, really good last couple races from him.
Yeah, Dub did finish P4 just behind Ty Clear, but another great race from Dub. As I mentioned, right before we started the interviews, I think you mathematically can still win the championship, but I think you have to win both races and essentially need TJ to DNF both times as well. Do you think you can somehow win races and then slyly bump them off the track without anyone noticing?
I could start trying to give subs to people to do it, but other than that, I don't think I can really win, especially at Brazil. That's not one of my strongest tracks. Abu Dhabi, that might have been a chance, but I might just say screw it and go wheel for the last two races.
Well, either way, we're looking forward to seeing you next time out. We'll move on to Lanky almost had his best race of the season. Started on the hard tyres, picked up a puncture, and then went on to the mediums and picked up a puncture on the penultimate lap of the race. Lanky, how'd that race go for you?
All right until that bit. Yeah, the front left, the tyre wear was just through the roof. I should have gone two-stop thinking about it. I tried to manage as much as I could, but that front left, it must have been something with my setup, maybe with the roll bars or something. I was just leaning on that front left too much, and yeah, luckily on the first stint I was gonna be entering the pit anyway, and it popped as I was going round
Stowe?
Stowe corner. No, not Stowe. Yeah, Stowe. And then the medium went pretty much same place on the exit. On the exit. So luckily they were both on pit entry, but yeah, it was annoying because that third place looked comfortable if I could have taken them another 2 laps.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me in the commentary booth, but I was just shouting at you. You need to manage these tyres way more than you think, because in the tier 1 race I tried the one stop and the tyre wear is so high. Although, unfortunately with Silverstone, the quickest way is a one stop. In no circumstances a 2-stop quick. The only person I've seen really make the 2-stop look quick has been Dubsy today, who was able to finish P4, but majority of the time it is a one stop only. But nonetheless, unfortunately, but you still pick up the fastest lap, which is some bragging rights and an extra point as well for yourself.
Yeah, and I can take away like knowing that I haven't had the best of races recently, so confidence was a bit knocked. So today sort of gave me, that the pace is still in there. So just got to try and not have the same scenario happen next week.
Yeah, it was
I
heartbreaking.
don't think it's too bad in Brazil, but
I think if you could have took the hards an extra lap or two, I think the win was actually on the cards there. Just heartbreaking, the tyre were just so high. Unfortunately, not a lot you could do.
no, but it's points. Yeah, I think it was still top 10, wasn't it? Yeah. So at least it wasn't like it caused me to crash out or anything. That's the main thing. I still finished. I can take that from it.
Well, congrats nonetheless, Lanky, and hopefully next time out in Brazil, a win could be on for yourself as well.
Yeah, hopefully it's one of my favourite tracks. So fingers crossed.
All right, thank you, Lanky. We'll move on to D Summers next time, for the next interview. D Summers, how'd your race go?
Bit up and down, really. I started on the mediums, and I was planning to do the undercut anyway, purely because the system for one stop doesn't let you go down to 10 or 9 laps. It sticks you on 11 laps or more for the mediums. I was planning to come in either the end of lap 9 or 10, and as I turned into Stowe on the end of lap 9, the front left decided to come off the rim. So that was a little bit worrying mid-corner. But, yeah, I was lucky with that. I managed to get into the pits. But got myself a 10-second time penalty for speeding because I only had 3 wheels to brake with. But yeah, in the end, I finished where I started. So as long as I haven't gone backwards, I don't mind. I'm still in the points. I didn't crash out. So happy enough with that.
With that, though, you have lost a position in the championship to Scones. You two are separated by 4 points with 2 races remaining. Do you think you can beat Scones by the end?
Potentially. Probably not at Brazil. I'm likely to be either just behind or just in front of him at Brazil. It's not going to be a big gap. But I enjoy Abu Dhabi. I haven't done much of it on this game, though, so I'm going to have to put in the practice for the final race. But, yeah, I hope we have a decent last 2 races between me and him, and see what happens.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I would like to say that you're also of Dub Z quickly approaching. Dub Z didn't seem to really be in the fight for P7 in the championship, but with a P3 and a P4, he is gaining rapidly. He's 11 points behind you and could potentially catch by the end. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, all the props to him. There's nothing I can do with him doing last to podium challenges. So, it's one of those things. He's just an incredibly quick driver when he wants to be. And, yeah, it's just, I'll do what I can, but if I slip behind him, then I slip behind him. It'll be one hell of a comeback from him.
Yeah, well, we'll be looking forward to seeing the battle next time out in Brazil, but thank you, D Summers. We'll move on to our final interview of the day as we talk to a driver who, I don't really say this very often, but somehow, because of all of the track limit penalties, somehow got disqualified, which is a really impressive feat. Something we've not seen in years here in WHF, but Ledge, man, what a drive, what a drive. Are you there, Ledge, man?
Oh, he's dead. I know he's not. He's back.
Hello, Ledge, man.
He's back.
Okay, yeah, the mic broke because I ain't got an actual mic. Yeah, I think that's my worst race that I've ever had. even though I'm on pads, Ollie was just sat next to me, absolutely creasing by me, binning it at every single corner. I just tried to hold out and hoping for DNFs. So that first time when loads of people were crashing, I was getting really happy, and then we did a lobby reset, and I got sad. So it was unfortunate I couldn't manage to hold out and get some sort of points, but at least I wasn't involved in any incidents, so hopefully I could just come back next race on my wheel again and hopefully pick up at least a top 10.
Well, it was an unfortunate race, but next time out where you do have your wheel, hopefully we can see better things. I would like to point out Ollie Bean is on 38 points this season. Yourself, you're on 33, 5 points behind Ollie Bean. Do you think you can win the LTJ Championship by the end of the season?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
We're taking bets. What does the winner get if whoever wins the LTJ Championship?
1,000 jelly beans.
I like it. Winner gets...
I'll put a $5 on it.
Yeah, I'll put a $5 on it.
Yeah.
Ollie, go away.
So whoever wins the LTJ Championship, it'll be a $5 and also 1,000 jelly beans. Looking forward to seeing who wins by the end. But I think that's a lovely place to leave off the stream here. Next time out, tomorrow for Tier 1, the Tier 1 drivers head to Brazil, where is coincidentally where the Tier 2 drivers will head next week as well. So it's back-to-back Brazil here in WHF. But we're going to find someone to raid on our way out, and we're going to raid Master Strike, who is a guy I've commented for, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week. Thank you all for watching. I'm in WHFRL, and we will make sure to follow Master Strike on your way over as well. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and